Hello, everyone. We have a new book to read this morning called The Most Magnificent Thing. It's about a little girl who wants to build something awesome. She's having a little bit of trouble. So let's read and find out what happens. This is a regular girl, and her best friend in the whole wide world looks like her dog. They do all kinds of fun things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. She makes things, he unmakes things. One day, the girl had a wonderful idea. She's going to make the most magnificent thing. She knows just how it will look. She knows just how it will work. All she has to do is make it, and she makes things all the time. Easy peasy. First, she hires an assistant. Look who's her assistant, her little doggy with his bow tie. Next, they gather their supplies. They set up somewhere out of the way and get to work. Does it look like they're really out of the way? They're on the sidewalk and all these people are giving them dirty looks as they walk by, like, you're in the way! The girl tinkers and hammers and measures, while her assistant pounces and growls and chews. Oops. When she's finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks around it on one side. Her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up and gives it a shake. Doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that the thing isn't magnificent or good. It isn't even kind of sort of okay. It's all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags. When she is finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw. The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and tweaks and fastens. She fixes and straightens and studies. She tries all different kinds of ways to make it better. She makes it square. She makes it round. She gives it legs. She adds an antenna. She makes it fuzzy. She makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small. One even smells of stinky cheese, but none of them are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. She gets mad. Has that ever happened to you when you're trying to make something specific and it's just not working the way that you wanted it to? It's happened to me before. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She pummels the little bits in. Her hands begin to feel too big to work, and her brain is too full of all the not right things. If only the thing would just work! She looks really angry. The pain starts in her finger. It rushes up to her brain, and she explodes! It is not her finest moment. I'm not good at this. I quit. Her assistant suggests a walk. It's not much help at first, but before long she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mad gets pushed out of her head. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Then she notices something surprising. There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one, the shape of another, the wheel to seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts she likes. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the magnificent thing. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting. Her assistant makes sure there are no distractions. This thing is perfect to ward off bears. This will stop that leak. This one's all wet. The afternoon fades into evening. Finally, she finishes. She alerts her assistant. The pair takes a good long look. It leans a little to the left, and it's a bit heavier than expected. The color could use a bit of work too, but it's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It really is the most magnificent thing. Look what she made. She made a scooter with a little seat for her doggie. And that's the end. So I wanted to ask you to think of a time when you were tempted to give up. What could you do instead of giving up? And how do you think that would end up better for you? Maybe you can tell me about it in our next meeting.